Hello everyone. About time we did a live feed, I reckon. It's been way too long since I've done one. I know it's been forever. I'm going to let some of you guys roll in before we do anything. There's not a lot planned for today. I just figured, look, it's been way too long since I've done a feed, so let's do a feed. Let's talk some RC stuff. Mike's joined us. Thanks for joining, Mike. Tony's with us. Thanks for joining, fellas. Much appreciated. So yeah, we're just gonna talk some smack today. We're gonna talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I know there's a lot of you guys gonna want to talk about the red cat that's coming out. I wouldn't mind having a bit of a chit chat about that. I'm trying to work a bit of a thing so that I can get my hands on one, so I can do an unboxing and see what they're like, because I think that'd be really good. Tony wants to talk about the Vanquish. Why? I'm only staring. A lot of people get really sooky when I say that sort of stuff. I can understand why people like the Vanquish. I can. As bad as it may sound, it's a bit of a fanboy truck, but we're all fanboys of certain breeds or brands. I'm a Samix fanboy, which I don't mind. I rate Samix, so yeah, it's not something I'd buy, but it is what it is, isn't it? So I'm going to have some more of my coffee, because coffee's just so good. I'll finish the little Express XM1S chassis. I've finished that. So all I need is an ESC, and then that, what else do I need? A receiver and controller. Tony wants a BCRC hoodie. Dude, these things are so comfortable. I wear this all the time. Drop a link. Drop a link, someone. I'm sure there's a link there somewhere. Message me after the feed, worst case, and I'll send you the link to where you can get the hoodies and the t-shirts, because they are really good quality stuff. Big thanks to Steve Martin for hooking that up for us. Really helped us out with the decals and the t-shirts and the hoodies and the cups and such. So thank you, Steve, for that. So yeah, we're going to have a look at the XM1S chassis from Express. I've got the Mammoth sitting here, monstrous thing it is. There's the bumper, Tony. Bumper. I've got that truck sitting there just for you, mate. Whenever you're ready, you can have a look at the bumper. Got that sitting there. We've got the Demon sitting there. We've got that stupid bloody monster truck sitting up there. That was a build I wish I never started. Got that sitting up there. So if there's anything you want to look at, let me know. I'm yet to decide what I'm going to do for a body for that thing yet. Originally, I was going to put a axial New Kaiser Jeep body on it and extend the body, and that just sort of fell through. So I don't know yet. I contemplated the idea of putting a cross HC4 cab on it and then doing something with the back. I don't know. I know I'm going to plug the holes in the wheels. Legend Mike, thank you. There's the link for the hoodies. When will I buy a 5th scale? Never. I've got 30 something RC sitting here now. I've just advertised, I prepared earlier, advertised this little beauty. I love this thing. I just don't use it. A lot of you guys, Tony, you've been here from the start, mate. You probably remember me building this thing. Advertised this. I've advertised another car I prepared earlier. Advertised this. I have got a fella wanting to come and pick up the little Honda tomorrow. It'll be sad to see it go, but at the same time, it gives me room. I want to have. I love building stuff, obviously. That's why I build this and I build that and I build whatever else. I love building stuff. I love driving stuff. I had a few people a while back going, you don't do custom stuff all the time. And it's like, you got to remember, I'm in this hobby for me too. Yep, I've done plenty of custom stuff. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more custom stuff to come. I thought about building a body for that thing, which may happen. I'm in this hobby because I love the hobby. I don't just build custom stuff all the time because it says custom builds in the group title. So the group name wasn't even my idea. But yeah, so this hobby's about fun, and that's what it's all about for me. Robert said, not Robert Mazza, Robert Gollum said a little while back, what do you reckon about doing another competition before Christmas? I don't mind the idea. If you've got any suggestions for competitions, it'd just be for perhaps a t-shirt and some decals, something like that. Let me know. You guys know what my competitions are like. You got to work for it. I did have a bit of an idea. Another cardboard build. Everyone's got cardboard. Everyone's got glue. So it's easy. You need scissors, glue, cardboard. You can do it. So I'll ponder on that this week. And if I come to a decision on it, then I'll possibly announce that this weekend. Give you guys a bit of time to do something with some cardboard and glue and some scissors. If there's anything you just want to see with my RC stuff, let me know. Because today's just a bit of a let's talk some smack and whatever else. I've got some scale accessories here. I might do a bit of weathering on just for the fun of it. With the 5th scale stuff, Tony, it's just, and I'm sure you know yourself, as cool as they look, they're a bit of an inconvenience. Like this Mammoth's 12th scale, and it's huge. I've got my Ford Aeromax Tamiya truck, and I've got the big float trailer that goes behind it. That float trailer's like ear to air. You get to a point where it's like, where in the hell am I going to put all this stuff? I mean, I need more shelves as it is. And you put 1/5 scale on a shelf, that's the spot that 3/10 scale crawlers could take. So I've never been huge on 5th scale stuff. It's, I don't know. They're big. How often do you use yours? We've had this conversation. So what's everyone doing? Why are you watching me talk some smack today? And if you've just joined, say hello. We're all friendly here. I can't see everyone that joins because Facebook's stupid. So if you rock up, say g'day. That's what we do here. Right, I'm going to jump straight into the little express chassis. Now, I've had obviously MO5s and such like that little Mazda, and I've got an MO5 chassis under here without a body on it. I've got an MO5 chassis there without a body on it. I'm pretty sure I've got another one over there. So I've got 4 MO5s sitting here. This is why I've got to sell some stuff. 4 MO5s, the wheelie cart, this, whatever you see here. And then there's the Pajero, the PG4L, the SCX, an F1 car, a go-kart I've got here somewhere. Hello, Roro. I've got probably another 15 RCs sitting to the left of me, and I barely get to touch those. I barely get to touch these as much as I'd like, so I need to move some stuff. That's what I need to do. Also, I want VR for my PlayStation, so I'm going to sell some stuff and get that. So anyway, all that aside, I'll move this while I rip this battery out. So, I used to race little MO5s a while back, and they're bloody good fun. They really are good value for money. If you want, I used to say to everyone, if you want a brilliant value for money little car, Hamish, send some of them my way, I'll find Hamish. I bet you would. And I've got the bloody SCX, the 8x8 sitting up there with a boat sitting on the cab, a tandem trailer in the back of the 8x8, and then there's a single axle trailer in the back of that. I need more room. So anywho, I'm getting sidetracked here. So I used to say all the time that if you want a good, fun little race car, get an MO5. They're a front-wheel drive car, and they are brilliant fun. They really are. They're about, in Australian dollars, they're about $145 for the kit. I was talking to my mate Danny from RC Mart here a while back, and he said, Express has released this little XM1S kit. Do you want to have a look at it? I was like, yeah, right, I'll have a look. How much are they? It's like $100. So bugger, I'll get one. So check this little thing out, would you? Bob's joined us. Thanks for joining, Bob. So, as you know, I've been building this little thing. Now, I know I said I was going to do more videos and such on it, but I've just been flat out. So, I ripped into the build, and I've built this little chassis. Now, it's not going to keep these wheels. These are on it for... I had wheels sitting here. I damn near put these on it. I need to put those on it just for the fun of it. Now this is an all-wheel drive car. You have the option if you want. You can lock the front diff's locked. You can lock the rear should you want to. Brian's joined us. Thanks for joining, Brian. I built it with the rear unlocked just to see what it's like. Now, if you want to take this apart and change it to lock the rear diff, it's probably a 5-minute job. This little car is bloody well thought out. Little belt-driven ditty, and I've never had a belt-driven car before. And I was like, oh, belts, But it was actually the worst part of building this car. You guys seen me do on the last live feed, which was building all these tiny little bloody rod arms here. That was horrible. Even the shocks weren't bad, and they're actually the shocks are actually really nice. We've got sway bars set up in there. This thing is the business. Now I've smashed a Ghoul 3900 kV motor in there. I don't want it to be stupid fast because I'm going to put, this is my mindset anyway, I'm going to put an old school body on it. I may sort of go for an old school racing look. Good description. Harley's joined us. Thanks for joining, Harley. I might do like an old school race car sort of look with it, so the wheels are going to change. Something with a bit thicker tyres. I've got shear everywhere. Something with tyres probably that size, so they're a bit smaller than those. They're your normal M chassis wheels and tyres. So yeah, I've got the motor in there. You don't get a pinion with these, which sort of annoyed me a bit. It's a bit shit. You should get a pinion with this. You don't, so I've got to look through the book. I assume it's in there. Look through the book, go and get an opinion for it. An ESC, I've got to get one of those. I did order, so annoying. Now, I order some stuff off Wish from time to time if stuff comes up cheap. Now, there was this advert for the 3900 kV brushless motor with an ESC, both waterproof, and it was like $24. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I ordered two of them. I figured I'll smash one in this. It's going to be quicker than the 27-turn motor that's in it, so yeah. And waterproof, no brainer. Ordered it, waited the 3 weeks, whatever it usually takes for Wish stuff to turn up. They sent me 2 motors, no ESCs. Really? So, and this is probably the best thing about Wish. I contacted them, I sent them a photo of the packages that I got, what was in the packages, and they said, yep, we can totally see why you thought you would have got the ESCs as well, because that's how it was advertised. We'll give you a refund and keep what they sent. Score. So I got two 39 kV or 3900 kV brushless motors that are waterproof for free. So Wish app, if they cock it up, you win. So that motor's in there. I just need the ESC and hook up a receiver and such, and I can go race it. Bob reckons a Mini Cooper. I do like a Mini, I do. But ABC Hobby have been pumping out some pretty epic 210mm wheelbase bodies. Old Datsuns, Corollas. I'm not huge on Corollas, but they were sort of a car I grew up around. Ideally, I'd love to have a 76 Ford Escort, so I used to have one. Or, Taylor's joined us, thanks for joining, Taylor. Jason May's joined us, thanks for joining, Jason. Or something like a 66 Cortina, I used to have one of those. But no one makes them. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through RC Mart's site. They've got a pretty big range of the ABC bodies. I'm going to pick probably 4 or 5. I'm going to smash them up on the page, and you guys are going to decide what body goes in this. And then I'm either going to rust it or race it. So we can go full-blown race car, we can go rusty, or we can go sort of half in the middle, rusted out race car that some bloke bought cheap second-hand and still races it. Drives it to the track, belts it, and then drives it home, that sort of deal. So if you want a fun little thingy, fun little car, I do recommend these things. This is the first express thing I've ever built, and I would definitely do more. I don't like that the belt's not covered. That's just, you'd probably never ever get anything in there, but it's a belt, it's rubber, they can break, so why hasn't it got a guard on it? That's just my brain thinking out loud there. Other than that, can't really fault it. It's been a pretty good little kit. Look at it. You do need your own wheels and tyres, your own motor, your own ESC, your own battery. Battery, you need that and everything, your own servo. Get your servo before you build everything. because otherwise you've got to pull these 3 screws out the back. You got to pull the steering apart to pull the whole. So just get your servo before you do it. You don't need a big powerful one. I've just smashed in an old Sanwa servo that I had laying around. So this is a $100 car US. Cheap. To give you a bit of an idea, I'll grab out an M05 chassis, like I prepared earlier. Now, I said I used to race M05s. I used to race this car. No servo in it anymore. I've stripped a few bits off this. This is the car I used to race a while back. They are awesome fun, but they are very old school. Takes a round nickel metal pack or a round lipo pack if you get them. Peter's joined us. Thanks for joining, Peter. You can adjust the wheelbase on these, which is good. You can't on these. So that's a bit of a... I will drop a link after the feed, Mike. They're awesome little cars. So anyway, I used to race these things. Now, these are front-wheel drive with a 27-turn brush motor up the front. Barrel of laughs. Awesome fun. But these are $145 with a body. There's a Tamiya body. The body's pretty bloody good quality. You can't fault Tamiya bodies. Express are now going to do these kits with bodies from ABC. And the ABC bodies, I'd probably have to say, outdo the Tamiya ones. They're pretty nice. Rob's joined us. Thanks for joining, Rob. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some videos of this thing. I'm going to try and race as close as I can to the camera without smashing it to pieces. Should be interesting. But yes, that's this dealie. This turned out really nice. I'm really quite pleased with this. It's got a full 10th scale drive line in it, which is just really good because it's only a M chassis car. How about the towing on those rear wheels? But yes, if you want a fun little race car, recommend that. I was really quite impressed with it. Once I got past building all the rod ends and such, it was like, because that was painful, that was horrible. Once I got past that and you start bolting stuff to the chassis, you go, oh, this was quite the little race car. Good fun build. Quality, can't fault any of it. Nothing was hard to get together. Everything went together really well. Value for money. That's where RC's at. And this, I guess, is why when people say about like when Tony said about the Vanquish truck earlier, it's like value for money. Okay, it's a good truck and it's got fancy bits on it, but my brain goes, what could I buy for that money and have either money left over, or how much extra could I buy for the money and get just as much enjoyment out of it? So, I don't know. It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. What else do you guys want to talk about today? This is just a whatever live feed. We're just going with the flow today. Oh, that coffee's good. So yes, there's that. The Mammoth, I've replaced the servos. She's all ready to go now. I've got batteries charged. I was going to go crawling today and it started raining. That's Tony's fault because Tony washed his car. Thanks, Tony. So yes, this is going to bloody hurt. Jesus. So we've got this beast. It's bloody heavy, this thing. Got the driver in there now. I forget what his name is. Rick Grimes? I mean, look at this thing. He's put it this way, Tony. The Vanquish truck's $900 US. This is, and I know it's more money. This is $1,400 US. I'd buy this over the Vanquish any day of the week. I know it's more money, but for what you get, I mean, the weight in this thing is just stupid. It's ridiculous. You gotta set the front down, it's heavy. Zach's joined us. Thanks for joining, Zach. Brian, thinking about a Kyosho or motorcycle, I assume you mean. Matt's joined us. Thanks for joining, Matt. Bob picked up Habeo Scalar. I have heard of them, Bob. Let me just set this back down. Just stay there, girl. Oh, that's heavy. I have heard of them, and they don't look too bad. Have you got it out much, Bob, and give it a bit of a run? Because I did look at those, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind testing one of those out. But then they sort of went really quiet. After it was announced they were coming out, and this is the details of the truck, and it was like, okay, it looks pretty similar to what's out there. And I can understand that. So many people have been putting piss on the Gen 8. Oh, it's just a TRX4. Well, it's not the case. It's not. Right? It's a Red Cat. There's only so many different variants, designs, etc. that you're going to get with all these trucks that we love before they start to look similar. It's like the tyres, the wheels, etc. and so on. I got a massive praise for Red Cat. I should have, that's what I was going to grab down. I should have. Next live feed, I'll get it down. My first rock crawler was a Red Cat rock slide, or it was also sold as the HBX Rock Fighter. I paid $70 for this thing in a box of parts, and it needed a couple of parts before I could even make it ride. It's the really big flexy, I'll say comp style crawler. It's not very, I don't know if I'd put it in competition, but it's a motor and axle crawler. I got this box of parts for $70 and I got home and I sat down on the front porch and I just started putting it together. No instructions, none of that sort of stuff. It was just a box of pieces. I thought I'll see how far I can get before I need parts. And I got it all the way to the point where the only thing I couldn't do was mount the front link on the top of the diff. I'll make a bracket for it. I'll make it. So I made up a bracket for it, bolted it to the diff. It was a little bit custom. It was a bit rough. I won't lie. I think it's still mounted on there. Knocked it up, mounted the link up, and was like, I can drive a crawler. It's my first rock crawler. And then I took it out wheeling with a couple of mates, and they had SCX 10s, and it was like, at the time, I was skint. I had no money. So it was make what I could with what I've got. And I loved this thing. Like, it had 2.2s on it, which I'm still not a fan of to this day. Anyway, I worked on it, and it was like, you know what, I need to make this truck more like an SCX 10. Because you go out with, I think I had a Ridgecrest body on this thing. So it was just out of place. So I made some extended chassis rails for it, made a battery tray for it, and I changed the whole thing. I changed the geometry of it, so the shocks were straight up and down. They were mounted to the diffs and etc. and so on. They weren't mounted to the link, so I could do this. I changed that truck probably 7 or 8 times. As my memories come up on Facebook, I'll share them to the group as I do, and you'll see the transformation that old Red Cat went through. It was just the best thing in the world. When I got it to the point where I put an axial body on it, I built a camper for it, I posted it on Instagram, and Axial shared it on their page because they thought it was one of their trucks. I don't know if they ever found out that it was a Red Cat bloody rock slide, whatever it was called underneath it, RS10. So, it's not, I mean, look, I've come a long way in RC in a short period of time. I'm in a much better position now than I was in when I first started, and it's a blessing, it's an honour, it's whatever you want to call it. I'm very lucky to be where I am right now, to have stuff like, to have something like this, where you buy 2 trucks, just cut them apart and go, oh, I'm just going to make something out of these things here. Bloody expensive here. I think that's $600 something each. I was like, I'm just going to hack into pieces and make one vehicle out of the 2. When I was building that old Red Cat, if I'd have said to myself, oh, next year I'm going to strip $1,200 worth of truck down and make one, whatever, dickhead, there's no way. So yeah, to have the cool toys that I've got and be where I am, I'm pretty thankful. And I will say too, while we've got a few of you here watching, I want to say a massive thank you to all you guys for your support in everything I've been doing and whatever else, because it means the world, it really does. Right, Brian says he's still got his first. I'm going to go through some of these comments here if I can get to them. Tony's been replying to other people. Mike says Red Cat for the win. I like my Red Cat stuff. Tony says his first was a Gen 7 because of me. Whoops. Trying Try loves the TRX4. TRX4's a great truck. Bob, not yet really, but seen some well built. They do look a well built truck. God, just read your comment. Sorry, Bob. Was it Bob? It was Bob, wasn't it? Yes, it was Bob. They do look a well built truck, Bob, and I like the fact that, I mean, they've got the full inner fenders and such too, I think, and I'd like to try one. There's no harm in it. I mean, I was just surprised that I was chatting with Hebeo before the truck came out, trying to get some information and that sort of thing. And I mean, I like to try and test my luck with some of these companies to see if I want to try and work with some of these companies and say, look, let me do some unboxings and stuff of your truck, give you my honest opinion of it, and then do a giveaway with one. I think that'd be awesome. I'm sort of in a little chit chat with Red Cat at the moment. If I can make something happen there, I would love to, even if I buy it at a, what do they call it, promotional price or something like that, to get a truck like that, do an unboxing, maybe take it out for a run or two, and then go Gen 8 giveaway. That'd be awesome. I'd love to do something like that. So yeah, so much stuff going on. Who else is bringing out trucks? Is anyone else bringing? Bob, yes, Ford motor mount 2-speed trans. That's right, it does too. Adam just brought Gen 7 Pro for his 4-year-old. Loves his RC. That's probably the best thing about it, dude. Like, I mean, I try and pester Hannah and Tammy to go out wheeling, and they're not huge on it, because every time I go out, I want to film stuff, and when I film stuff, I'm annoying. It's just how it is. You know, it's I see a scene before it happens, and it's like, no, we've got to drive through here and do this, and I give people the shits. But here's what it is. Hamish have been making a brushless Mad Bull this week for giggles. A brushless Mad Bull. I need more details, mate. We need pictures. Don't be shy, you guys, to post up some pictures of whatever you're building. Don't ever think that if you're building something and you think it's a bit shit or something like that, post it. Harley, I can vouch for all that Johnny said. I met him a few weeks after he got the HBX, and I'm pretty sure it was because of he bought the 2.2s. He did. Harley bought the 2.2 wheels off me, and I'm pretty sure he still got them. Brian says he can't wait to take his son out. Awesome. When you do, Brian, we want videos and photos, mate. We have some people join this group that crack the shitties whenever I say keep it PG, and I mean it's a family hobby. I don't want someone's kids learning new words because of this group. I don't. I had a memory pop up on Facebook the other day. Good mate of mine, Ron Brown. Ronnie put up a post on Facebook last year saying that him and his boys were sitting down watching my YouTube videos, and you could hear a pin drop in his house. It was that quiet. And it's like, okay, I know now that people and their kids are sitting down watching my stuff. Don't go dropping bombs. I mean, I didn't make too much of a habit. I mean, I might say shit or something like that here. But I mean, most kids hear that, don't they? I don't want them learning any new fancy, tricky words from me. So, you know, kids these days go through all the social medias and that sort of thing. I don't want them learning some choice languages from my group if I can help it. If people don't like that, leave. Basically, it's a family hobby. It's all about fun. Now, is there anything... Now, I know Tony wants to see the bumper, so I'm going to have a swig of my coffee and I'll show Tony the bumper because we can't let Tony down. Bob picked up a new 3D printed body. Can't wait to get it done so I can post pictures. What did you get? Speaking of 3D printed bodies, now, I've still got the Range Rover sitting up on the bloody shelf. Now, after the paint went to crap on me, and I cracked the shits with it. I did. What I'm going to do with that body is I'm going to sand it back. Not heaps. I'm just going to sand it back a bit. I'm going to hit it with camel yellow. I'm going to camel the crap out of that truck. That's what I wanted to do in the first place. I didn't camel it because it was going on Hannah's truck, but I'm going to camel it. So I've got a bull bar for it. I've got a roof rack for it. I've got the rear ladder for it. I've got all that stuff, so I'm going to camel the Range Rover. Now, Roro, you got the Range Rover. Yep, I did. I did get the Range Rover. JK3DRC. They do a bloody good job. Jacob Chester's joined us. Thanks for joining, Jacob. Right, so where was I? Swigging me coffee. Show Tony the bumper because Tony missed the bumper. I'll show off the Range Rover in the next one. Roro, I hope I'm saying your name right, mate. It's way over there. Generally, when I do a live feed, it's like, what do I need? Have it at arm's length. Right. This is for Tony's benefit. So if anyone else doesn't like it, blame Tony. This thing's pretty weighty too. Have you seen me bumper? Look at it. I love that bumper. Oh, it's just so nice. If you want a nice TRX4 bumper, there she is. Yeah, racing winch up on that bad boy. Wireless controller, which is over there somewhere. Top tip. These winches and winch controllers are pretty cheap, which is brilliant, right? So you buy yourself a few of them if you've got a few trucks. Grab yourself a silver Sharpie and write on the back of the remote which truck it goes to. Otherwise, you will spend half an hour going through all your remotes figuring out which is for which truck. So here. Top tip, and it's free. Now, something exciting. Speaking of the TRX4, I'm glad you brought it up, Tony. There is some more goodies, some more Samix goodies coming for this thing, and I'm pumped. I mean, it's heavy enough as it is, but I've got to try and remember what's coming. I haven't got that yet, have I? No. Brass front bumper mount, brass rear bumper mount, a steering servo mount, which I believe is aluminums. Steering servo mount, which is made so, you know how with steering servos, a lot of them you have to cut that you got to cut that piece out of your servo to make it fit and stuff, and it's just annoying. With this one, you don't have to. It's made to take pretty much every servo you can think of. Brian says he's got 14 trucks on one remote. I know that. I know them feels. I do. What I need to do is put this truck down because it's getting heavy. I'm much the same as Brian. I've got a DX6 with the Mammoth on it. What else is on it? The GC4's on it. The PG4L's on it. I know there's more. I think my PG4's on it as well. There's at least another couple on it. But what I need to get a pistol grip that does the same thing for stuff like the Demon and such, where I don't need... I mean, it's easier to film with a pistol grip than it is with a twin stick radio. Speaking of filming, because we're just talking about whatever today, I bought a gimbal for my phone. One of these fancy dealies, does all the clever shots, and it was like, this is going to be sweet. It's been nothing but a pain in the ass since I bought it. It's supposed to have object tracking and face tracking and all that stuff, which it does, but as soon as you hit record, it stops tracking. Now, I've contacted the company and I've abused them. Nicely, but I've abused them. And it's getting to the point where it's like, give me some money back, because if you don't, I'm just going to crack shits now. They did say to me I'm entitled to a refund if they can't fix the issue. It's like, come on, guys, make the stuff work. My whole plan was, and this is why I bought the gimbal in the first place, I set the gimbal down, so I've got the Mammoth here, right, and I'm going to drive it past. And I'll focus the gimbal on the Mammoth, hit record, drive it. That follows the truck for me, right? Do whatever it is I'm doing, stop, done. And then I can just look at it and go, perfect pan shot, everything's brilliant. I took it out and set it all up and stopped tracking. Yep, it's got it, hit record, and it stopped tracking. I started driving the truck and the camera didn't move. So, what? Swear words. So yeah, apparently they're going to release an update for the app. They were going to do it days ago, but it's just a nightmare. Why can't stuff just work? Tony says, those things make me dizzy. Look, they're brilliant. They are. If I do a shot where I'm holding the thing and I want it to keep the camera perfectly still and I move it up and down and it's all, they can be really good. But the whole reason I bought it was the object tracking, and it wouldn't track it. And it was like, really? Pain in the butt. Adam's joined us. Thanks for joining, Adam. Thanks for joining, buddy. Much appreciated. Right, what else are we talking about while we're sitting here? Well, I'm going to start. I've got some Year Racing scale accessories. I might weather some of these up in a minute, just for the fun of it. Unless there's something else you guys want to talk about. Because easy going, whatever happens. Something I will talk about. This week, I'm doing a interview with Mr. Adam Van Ord. How cool's that? Adam contacted me last week and said, what do you reckon? Do you want to do an interview? I was like, yep, let's go for it, mate. Now, it's at his usual time, which I believe is 9:45 on a Thursday night in his time zone, whatever that is, which I think for the Aussies is about 1:15 on Friday, I think. So I'll figure all that out anyway, or I'll get Adam to sort it out because he's a school teacher and he can help me. But we'll figure out the times. So if you just want to check that out, that should be pretty interesting, I reckon. Obviously, you guys know a lot of the stuff that we'll probably talk about, but could be good. Could be good fun, I think. There'll be lots of coffee involved, I reckon. Phil Turner's joined us. Thanks for joining, Phil. So we're going to have a bit of a chit-chat with Adam and see what's all going on with that. Tony, how about how close the Gen 7 and CRC performs with Tony behind the remote? Mate, it's when you look at these things, the only real difference, I guess, between the SCX10 and the Gen 7 is the steering lock and quality of parts. Next contest, we talked about that earlier, Tony. Where were you, mate? Possibly before Christmas. I may do another build it with cardboard one. They're good fun competitions, and it's not just post a picture and get some likes. That's not how you win competitions. Yeah, we'll see. I'll decide by this weekend, think up some prizes and such. Might even do a coffee cup in this one. Love these cups. Josh, what do you think about the TRX4? Thinking of picking one up. Picking up a roller for the Bronco body I just picked up. Brilliant trucks, mate. I love mine. When I got mine standard and took it out and drove it, now I've done a video and it's on YouTube and it's first run and afterthoughts. It's God honest truth. You watch it and you can see at the end of the video I talk about if I had a pocket full of money, what would I buy? Would I buy the SCX-10-2 or would I buy the TRX-4? Spoiler, the TRX-4 is the winner. It's just a lot of people don't get the whole locking and unlocking diffs. They're just like, oh, it's just a bit of a wanky feature. But if you take the time and learn the best ways to use them, they're really handy. Christian and I, locking diffs and stuff like that's right up our alley. We'd like to try and drive as scale as possible. You'll get to certain points where you can see the trucks wanting to start to tip over and it's like, oh, shit. You know what? Let me try just unlocking the rear. I've got mine on the DX6 so I can pick and choose as I please, which is the best setup ever. So I'll have just the front locked, unlock the rear, the truck will pull itself around, lock them both up again, up over the hill, and it's like, oh, that's so rewarding. They're awesome trucks, dude. They really are. And I know I bang on about Samick stuff, and it's for a bloody good reason. If you were to drive just a bulk stock Defender TRX4 and then drive mine, you would, and this, I know this sounds bad, and I'm probably going to sound like a cocky wanker, but if you drive a standard one after driving mine, the standard one feels like a toy. That feels really like a really expensive bit of kit. And I know that sounds wanky, but it's just how much difference the parts have made to that truck. If I sound like a wank, sorry. But that's just the truth of the matter. It's like when you went from driving the original SCX-10 to driving a 10-2. The 10-2 was my first brand new truck. It's Christian Oliver's fault that I bought it. He pestered the shit out of me with text messages all night, and he's going, "You deserve it. You should buy one, mate. You work hard and all this." And I was like, "You know what? You're right. I'll buy one." So I bought it. He was right though. I'm glad I bought it, but as soon as I took it out, it was like, wow. You know, this thing is just, it is so smooth, and it's just, they're like, a good crawler is like a spider. It will slowly work its way over the rocks, and you get to watch everything work. And again, this is just my opinion. We're all entitled to those. Manny's joined us. Thanks for joining, Manny. If you have to smash the throttle everywhere, that's not... I mean, yeah, you might get there in the end, but you're probably going to break half your stuff, and then you're going to turn around and go, "Oh, that shit is broke." There's something about the slow crawl to me that I just love. And that's when you first drive a brand new 10.2 compared to the old 10.1s. When you drive the TRX4, I don't know, it's just, for me, it was just that little leap ahead. I mean, the cruise control thing, wanky feature that didn't need to be on it. You can set that with most remotes that have got mixing in the channel. So that was, it doesn't matter. The locking diffs, it does have a pretty good steering angle. I think it's the same as the 10.2 steering angle anyway. Look, brilliant trucks. I mean, you look now, look at the options we've got. You used to buy an SCX10 and add that, or like the Deadbolt, whatever, or the Jeep, and that was your truck, and you had to go and buy stuff like this for options, which they're fine. But now, you look at the stuff that you've got for the TRX4. You can buy everything for it. Mine's a pretty good example because I may have smashed the crap out of Wish, RC Mart, whatever else, you know, wherever else I could buy stuff. I've got more wanky bits on this truck than most shops sell. This is just an example of what I mean. When we had the old Jeeps and stuff, there was none of these. There was none of these. Yeah, we had light buckets and stuff. Okay. We had a few bumpers, but most of them were just plastic or shite. Stuff like even the little stick-on mirrors, the little stick-on checker plate, the checker plate for here, the window guards, all these extra little pieces now that we never used to have before. I mean, I know 3D printing is a big part of all of this, which is awesome. I will get a 3D printer one day. I will, damn it. So, I mean, look, if you've got the opportunity to buy a TRX4 and it's a good price, buy one. I would. If I had $1,000 in my pocket and I wanted to go and buy a crawler, I've already got a TRX4. Would I buy a 10.2 or would I buy a TRX4 Bronco? I'd buy the Bronco. Oh, I want one of those so bad. And I don't need one. I don't need one. But I want one. Aftermarket parts is one of the biggest selling factors when I choose a rig. Now, I know a lot of people with the cross stuff, the demons there and mammoths here. Cross is a relatively new brand, I guess. I mean, they have been around for a little while, but most of their stuff was the old army trucks. They did the PJ4 and the PJ4L, sort of, that was reasonably recent, I guess you could say. Bro, yours is a parts catalogue. It is. I've got every single option that Samix makes on that truck. And as soon as I got the first parts from Samix, I said to Hannah, as soon as they make more parts, I'm going to buy them and put them on my truck because they're awesome. They're just, and I've said it 1,000 times, people ask me why I take photos of parts. It's like, because they look good. If I'm spending money on this stuff, I will not ever buy just a big gaudy piece of brass. I can't do it because it's just a big gaudy piece of brass. It doesn't look good. Samix designs the part to fit perfectly, and it does. And then, okay, we're going to give it a nice black coating, and we're going to have that nice fine little lip around the thing and the logo, and it's just like, I love that. It looks so good. Tony, I stepped down from a Defender to a Sport, and we'll be stepping up to a Bronco. Now, look, the Sport was sort of, I don't know, it was sort of a good idea, but it's like, how much difference was there between the price of the normal Defender and the Sport? It wasn't a huge amount of difference, was it? Then they did the kit. Stop flogging money out of the same truck. Then they did the Camel. the green truck, the orange truck. There's been so many TRX4s, it's not funny. Right, Adam, I've been thinking about getting a TRX4 for a while, as I may have one to trade. Now, Adam, I know you've got a 10.2. I'll be honest with you, if I had a 10.2 and a mate of mine said I'll trade your TRX4 for your 10.2, I'd be like, no worries, when do you want to do it? It's just, I know there's lots of people that love the 10.2s, and I get it, I do. I've had one. I've had a couple of them. I built the kit and I had the standard one and whatever else. It's just, the TRX4 is bloody good. And that's why I used to say, and used to cop a lot of shit for it, Axial needs to step up their game. You know, Traxxas, their first rock crawler come out and had all these options, and the quality's there. No one can fault that. Generally, people that go chewing all their gears to bits and whatever else are people that put big brushless motors in them. Now, I know the electrics are shit. In saying that, the only thing I've changed electrics-wise in mine is the steering servo. Every crawler you buy, you have to change the steering servo. You just do. Except I think some of the new ones are starting to come out with bigger, beefier ones. But anyway, it's beside the point. Generally, first thing you do, you buy a servo before your truck turns up or before you buy it. I've still got the original gear shifters and the diff lock servos in mine. I don't know. It's just a lot of people expect too much from these trucks and then whinge when they break. It's like the CVDs on the Demon. I've got a Gen 1 Demon. I'm pretty hard on that thing. I haven't broken anything, and I cop a lot of flack about it, and I'm sure there's probably people here right now that want to go, you're a dickhead, shut up. And if that's what you think, that's fine. I understand saying to people that it's your endpoints, and the majority of the time it's the endpoints. People get hungry for the steering. Drive an SCX 10.1, then drive the Demon. The Demon's heaps better with the steering, even if you dial it back. If your truck gets bound up somewhere and you go, she'd be right, seen a bloke on YouTube just punch it and he got out of the hole, if you punch it and something breaks, it's not the truck's fault. It's just not. Now, I understand there's going to be some cases where a company makes something and parts are going to be weak and whatever. That's just a part of the hobby. Too many people sit there these days and go, oh, this company's shit because one of their parts broke. I was like, get over it, mate, really? Cross is taking leaps and bounds forwards all the time to try and make their stuff better. It's just a fact. You guys all know I'm pretty passionate about my Cross stuff, and there's a bloody good reason for it. Tim's joined us. Thanks for joining, Tim. You guys seen the beating Kevin? Yes, I have, Adam, and it's just for the views, mate. It amazes me, like, and I don't want to sound like a sour dick or whatever else, but when I go and do my YouTube videos, and I don't try and flood you guys with them or whatever, if you want to watch them, that's cool. That's fine. You don't have to. I go out and I try and do nice scale shots, and I try and show what trucks are capable of. And a lot of the time, you'll struggle to get the views that you want to get and whatever else. You'll see some bloke sitting in his garage, just hammers the piss out of an RC car, 20,000 views. Are you kidding me? Like, where's the talent, man? It's annoying. Hamish, totally agree seeing guys bagging parts all the time, and generally it's the driver. I've been saying it from day one, and I cop a lot of shit about it. I don't care that I cop it, because this is just how it is. I tell it how it is straight down the line. If you don't like how I say it, well, there's the door. Phil's joined us. Thanks for joining, Phil. Phil and I went crawling down my way a fair while back now, actually. Adam, pretty tough stuff, though. Hamish, haven't broken my part from driving. Josh, I think a lot of people go to the 10.2 because of all the aftermarket options and parts available. The price point is right. Also, that's a big comment. The price point is there's so much you can do with it, parts everywhere. See more. I'm not going to click see more because it'll probably go on here. But I will say, parts for Cross trucks are picking up every day. Robert Mazza, he's your man. If he hasn't got it, he'll get it for you. Here's the thing with Cross trucks at the moment with their parts. they've released the Demon, the Mammoth, a MC8, which is an upgraded version of the old M8, I think it was. They've released a lot of trucks this year. They've got 2 more trucks they're going to release, and they've got another truck that's coming out as well. Those guys are under the pump, and half of it is Robert's ordering so many trucks from them. It's not funny. They're working as hard as they can to keep up with Rob. So blame Robert, which is a good thing. I mean, I love the company. I do. Dream truck. I finally got one. There's a story behind that for another day. Stuff like Traxxas, you can buy Traxxas parts anywhere now. You can only buy them at your chemist. So you have no worries on parts for your Traxxas. So don't stress about those. Samix makes everything. That thing's got titanium links, portal covers inside and out. There are rear portal inside covers coming soon, if that makes sense to you. C hubs, titanium links, I think I said that. All the bits you need for the TRX4 you can get. There is Bronco titanium links as well from Samix. Brian can't wait for the SP4. Dude, my goal is to have one of every cross track at some stage. The SP4 looks awesome. The FR4 looks awesome. The SU, is it? I forget all the numbers and letters half the time. It's terrible. But look, for me, cross is where it's at. This hobby we all love so much that started out with pretty basic has quickly turned into the more scale the better, and that's where this Mammoth. If I really wish I could take all of you guys out onto the trail, and if you've seen where this truck will go, you wouldn't believe it. It's ridiculous. It's got a better center of gravity than an SCX-10. You can lean it over a lot further than an SCX-10 before it falls over. It's just, it's stupid. I mean, I smashed 2 20-kilo servos to pieces in it the last time I took it out. I bent the rods in the servos. Just that's why I put the 46-kilo servos in it. Right, let me keep up with all this. Roro, I've had my OG SCX-10 for about 8 months. Haven't broke anything, and I crawl not brawl. And that's how it goes. If you take it easy on it, like if you drive it how it's meant to be driven, you're not forking out money all the time for parts. You'll find that, like this thing, I haven't broken anything on that truck. So instead of replacing parts all the time, I can go, I've got money for upgrades. I can put the fancy bits on it that'll, one, protect me should I get a bit trigger happy. So it's going to protect you a bit there. Not only that, if you replace your factory parts with stuff like the Samix brass and whatever, you can then take off your factory parts, put them in a box, put them in your drawer, so that if you do break something, you go, I've got that sitting at home. I know it's plastic, but shit happens. I've got it sitting at home and I can just put it back on the tray. Right. Lars has joined us. Thanks for joining, Lars. Josh, any word when the MIP releasing the axles? No. You have to ask Rob. Rob's organised all that. I try and keep up with it all, but it's hard to keep up with everything. It really is. And I mean, Robert's done so much for Cross as far as getting the name out there, trying to improve stuff, trying to get us more options from different companies as well. So big ups to Rob. He's a bloody legend, and he looks after us pretty well too. So yeah, man, it's hard to keep up. So what's Lars been up to? 3D printing some cool stuff. Bloody legend with the 3D printer Lars is. I need some more coffee. Phew. We're getting through some topics here today. It's 2:15 in the morning, getting sleepy, I reckon. Why are you awake, mate? So yeah, what's on the menu? Well, we looked at this little thing. I do suggest, mate, that you go back at some stage and start from the start. We looked at this little bad boy here. The chassis is all finished now. I talked about what I'm going to do for bodies, etc. You guys are going to pick the body for it, and pretty much the paint style as well. Yeah, so we talked about that. I nearly broke my back picking up the Mammoth. We're showing Tony the bumper on the TRX4, so you might want to go back and watch that because the bumper is pretty popular. I talked about why in the hell I did that. Now, something I haven't really talked about. I've put tracks on the back of this thing. I'll do what I've been doing. Get the truck down we're talking about. Oh, Jesus. All my trucks are getting too heavy. That sounds like a bitchy little thing to say, doesn't it? Right, so we've got the Demon, right? And we've got the tracks on the back. Now, you'll notice they rock about a bit. No one makes a bracket for these to keep these from rolling over. So that'll flip if it wants. I do have a bit of an idea how I might be able to make my own bracket, but in saying that, I'm not married to the idea of the tracks on this thing. So if they work, they work. Now, someone said about, oh, your back wheels are, what did they say? The back wheels are going to be heaps faster than your front, or vice versa, or something or other. I think they're 1.7s on the inside of these. They're 1.9s. So, I don't know. I could find some 1.7s, some tyres. But, I mean, after the link I posted the other day, I might just buy another pair of tracks. These, just between us, on RC four-wheel drive, these are $120 US. Okay? Now, you don't get these tracks. You get the smooth tracks. These are another $19 US. On RC Mart, you get these with these tracks and the other tracks for $89 US. They are the exact same thing. Just putting it out there. Right, Bob's leaving us. Thanks for stopping by, mate. Much appreciated. Hamish, see if you had a 3D printer, you could print some up ASAP. Someone said to me the other day, Hamish, that the only issue with that is that these tracks will tend to break 3D printed brackets on those dealies. It's funny, I was saying a minute ago about I won't buy big gaudy pieces of brass, and now I'm looking at this Demon. I've got two big gaudy pieces of brass sitting underneath it. I'm going to have to paint black. I forgot about those. I'm going to paint those black. They will look much better. I may actually talk to Cross and say, can you paint those black for us? Because they'd look better. Now, I'm sure most of you guys seen the little video and such I put up the other day. I got myself, I don't know if I've still got the box here somewhere. I got myself an S1 system. Now, I've had these plenty of times over the years. I used to use the old original S1 Plus system. They now have the dual system with a speaker either end of it. I got the second release one, and then I put it in the little box in the back of my truck. Now you can see I've got my little USB dealie here. I've actually got my cord here, which I've got to plug that into there and then plug it into the laptop and pick the right sound for it. You can make all this fit and all the extra wires fit up under your bonnet. So if you want to put a sound kit in your Demon, that's probably the easiest, tidiest way of doing it. And then I drilled some little holes in that cover. When that cover's sitting on the truck, I mean, you can see the blackness there, but you don't look at it and go, oh, there's holes in that. You do actually have to trim a little bit out of that box as well. Have you ever looked at putting a bed on your Demon? Which would you think? Well, if you want a bed for your Demon, you wait until the SP4 comes out and you get the bed for the Demon. That just makes sense because that's made for the chassis. I did think about putting a camper shell on it. Thought about building a camper shell for the back of the truck. So get rid of the whole roll bar setup. Keep the actual tray part itself, build wider than it. Build it so that the wheels can tuck up inside to the guards. Now, what I've done on the back of my Demon, and some of you guys picked up on this the other day, shits and giggles. The only reason I did this, because I see so many people going, oh, my truck tips and twists and whatever else. And I was like, look, I'm going to have a play with mine and see if I can figure out anything that other people can do that might make theirs better. Right, so first thing I did was change my drive shafts to the other side of what the book says. So this one is normally here. I swapped them over and put both of those on the same on the other side. So I did that. Then I changed the rear. Now, these are PG4 rear shocks, which are shorter. These don't make it very easy for you to see, but they're shorter shocks. They're all cross parts. There's no spacer on the bottom. It's just bolted straight to the diff. There's one spacer up the top there. You get that spacer with your normal shocks anyway. So all you need to do, what I've done here, is PG4 shocks or shocks the same length. Adam's off. See you, Adam. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. I did that so that I limit my flex. Now, that doesn't look like much. If you look closely in there, there's a stopper in there. So if I go and drive this truck and I go, oh, shit now, there's not enough flex, I can come home, cut that stopper in half, and I'll get that extra bit of flex. My whole plan was I wanted to stop the wheel flex before, when you've got your actual wheel on there, it sits higher than these tracks does. So I wanted to stop the flex before it goes higher than the tray. So that should I decide to build the camper idea, I know that my rear wheels aren't going to go just smashing into it because of the crazy man's flex. So the next time I take this thing out, I'm going to be having the normal wheels back on it and just seeing how it runs with the short shocks in the rear. The front's factory. I did mount it on the top mounting hole just to drop the front of the truck down a bit. Originally I had mine in the middle hole, so I mounted it on the top one to drop the front down a bit, change the rear shocks out so I get less throw, just to see what it does. I mean, I was pretty happy with my truck as it was before, but you see a lot of guys out there going, my truck's shit, what can I do? Thinking, why not? I generally pull my trucks apart 3 or 4 times a week to help other people with theirs, so while I had it apart, it was like bugger. I'll change it around a bit and see what it does. That was the plan there. Why did you change? Just, I changed the drive shafts over, Tony, just to see if it would make any difference to the twist. You never know, basically. So mine wasn't too bad. Obviously, when you get a truck like this and it's got so much flex in the rear as well, if you get it up so far, it's going to want to twist because one of your wheels is going to sort of drive itself into a dip or something like that, which is what cocks the front of the truck up. But look, I could take it out and it'd be shit. There's every chance. So I figured there's no harm in trying. You do something like this, take it out, see how it runs, come back and see how it goes. That was my plan there. Now I'm going to put my USB back in here so I don't lose it. Now, is there anything else you guys want to have a sticky beak at, or a look at, or talk about, or whatever else? Because if not, we might call it shortly because it's getting pretty hot in the shed. So yeah, the goal there, Tony, was just to see if it changes how the torque twist reacts with the truck. Mine's a Gen 1 truck, which is supposed to be the worst for torque twist. I never found mine crazy bad, but last, brass parts on axles. You mean the bits I've got to paint black because I said before I wouldn't buy big gaudy brass bits. Jeez, I shot myself in the foot there, didn't I? Look at those things, would you? So yes, I have to take those back off now and paint them black. Because I opened my stupid mouth. Did the drive shaft thing? I haven't had it out yet, Josh. So I'll let you know. And when it comes down to it, it takes literally less than a minute to change that over. Undo 4 bolts, take your cab off, flip the truck over upside down. Well, you don't have to flip it upside down because your cab's off. Change your drive shafts over, cab back on 4 bolts, take it out and see what it's like. So, yeah, we'll see what it's like. Top tip, put some heat shrink around your little drive shaft pins. When I built the truck, put heat shrink around the actual drive shafts. I didn't put any around the one that went from the motor to the transfer case. And I never had an issue with it until I took it out last time. dropped out every 2 bloody minutes. Just like I got probably 3/4 away through my run, and then it came out once, and it was like, uh-oh, truck stopped driving. I had a pretty good idea what it was. Flipped it over. Yep, it's a pin. Shit, where is it? Found the pin, put it all back in, slid the little slider dealy over it. Went probably another 20 minutes. Truck stopped driving. Shit. So when I got home, I put heat shrink over those ones too. So be sure to put, and for those that don't know what I'm talking about, heat shrink over those clips. See the heat shrink there? That'll stop your drive shaft pins from coming out. Now what I'm going to do, as a request from Rob, he said, can you please do me a video of how to set the endpoints properly on these trucks? I'm going to do it because there's a lot of people that break their axles and whinge about it and whatever else. So I'm going to do a how-to on how to set up the endpoints on your truck, which is easy. It takes you 2 minutes to do. If there's anything else that I can try and help people with, and I'm not saying I'm a know-it-all or whatever else, but if there's anything I can try and help you with, ask me. If I can do it, I'll make a video on it. And if you find it handy, show someone else. They might find it handy too. A lot of people have done my shock setup and they swear by it. So, yeah. Tony, let us know if it helps any. I got the chassis stiffener kit. Just have to find the time to finish building it. I'll just wait for the stainless screws kit. Okay. I got the chassis stiffener as well, but I hadn't bent mine. I just got it because I wanted to put some stuff on the truck. That probably sounds dumb, but I mean, it's the same reason I got the brass weights. It was like, I was ordering the light bar from Rob. It was like, I want that light bar. That looks good. You know what? Could you put the brass things on my order? And could you put the chassis stiffener as well? And that was when I got some upgrades for the PG4. The wheel trusses, the diff truss upgrades. I didn't realise when I ordered those that I needed the servo plates too. So I've got to do another order and order servo plates. So I'm probably going to go, give me this and this and this and a few other extra bits. So we can all go, look at the pretty bits. They'd look good on my truck. Yeah. Right. I need another coffee. My coffee's empty. Is there anything else we want to look at, talk about? Because if not, I'm going to go and make that coffee. Josh, yep, I'm going to get the weights and light kit as well. What model truck did you get, Josh? Because any of the hard body trucks came with the light kit. It's in your kit. So that should already be there. If you got, I don't think the Lex and body ones, and I forget, there was too many variants of this truck. There should have been 3 variants. Too many variants of this truck. There should have been Lex and body and 1 or 2 hard bodies. Instead, there was 3 and 3. So, righto, I'm glad I got to follow the live feed. Zach, where's old Slinky? Doing Slinky things. I don't know. Probably playing with his lizard. What's your favourite vintage RC? That's a tough one. Probably the old Jet Hopper. Oh, there was a Jet Hopper, and then there was a Beetle one too. I can't think of what that was called. But my brother, growing up, he had a Jet Hopper, and we loved just watching it go around. At the time, it was too expensive for the younger kids to play with it. The SG4C light kit, but thought the light bar was separate. Dude, this light bar plugs into your factory kit. It's just, and this is, I say it all the time, this is one of the reasons I love cross trucks. They're well thought out. You will notice on your right-hand headlight, or behind it, there's a plug there where your tail light plugs in. Next to that, there's another plug where your driving light, roof lights plug in. So, win-win. That's awesome. That's a great idea. And it just saves, it means you're only running one small pair wire from the roof down, and you'll notice there is actually clips on your roll bar. There is a spot in the bottom of your tray where all this stuff is designed to run through to get to the front of the truck. So that light bar is $15. I've got too much shit in this garage, I really do. That light bar is $15. Check it out. One suggestion I would have, just paint the little shoulders black. I'm going to do mine. It's a shame that doesn't have a little cover that covers the board, but it is what it is. So get your light bar, paint your little solder joints black, and then run your wire around and plugs straight up into the factory light. Wicked setup, I reckon. I seen someone talking the other day about these trucks and the light kits and the winch and all that sort of stuff. I run this truck off a Tactic, just a cheap Tactic radio. This one, right? Demon says so right there. 3-channel radio. I'm running my lights and my winch and my steering and my ESC. How? Y cable. I put a Y cable on my ESC. Was it in my ESC? It was either my 3rd channel or my 2nd channel. If you really want to know, I can find out for you by opening it up. I've ran a Y cable so that I can pinch power from, I think it was just the 3rd channel. 3rd channel doesn't have any effect on lights. So you can push it 1,000 times and it will not turn your lights off or on. That's just how those Tactic radios are. But it will do your winch. So I cheated. Are there any other RC freaks in your local, in your location? You're part of any club? How many? Harley, who's in the group, lives about 5 minutes that way. Oscar lives 20 minutes sort of that way. Christian lives 15 minutes sort of that way. I actually had a group down where I am called Southside Crawlers, because we're the south side of Adelaide City. And we used to, I don't know, 10 or 15 of us go out wheeling at times. But I don't know, it's sort of, as time went on, I was quite happy just to go out by myself, or just me and Christian, or me, Oliver. Oh, Reese as well. Reese is here. Reese is 20 minutes that way as well. So I don't know. Sometimes I just enjoy more so going out with 2 or 3 blokes as opposed to a massive group. There's a few times where, when we used to go out in big groups, you'd always have that bloke rock up with his young fella. And I mean, it's great that the young fella's interested, but the young fella may not have been so socially inclined as to know what he was doing around other people, if that makes sense. You know, there's always that kid that just doesn't give a shit. And there'll be a slope like this, and he'll try and run straight across it. And all you see is this kid sliding down the slope and cracking his head open. It's like, it's not worth the stress. I'd rather just go out with a couple of mates that I know can look after themselves and just relax and have fun with it, you know? Like, Christian and I will go out. We could literally go out and drive for 2 hours and cover 200 metres. Now, that sounds dumb. I know it does. But 200 metres crawling where I go crawling, there's 100 different lines. There's 100 different tracks or whatever you can go on. And the scale drive is just Mickey Mouse. Like when Ryan was here, he was saying about scale bushes everywhere. There's scale opportunities for photos everywhere. You know, you drive along, oh, scale bush, lovely, carry on, away you go. So, I don't know, as I'm getting older, I prefer the quiet crawl. Just go out, enjoy wheeling for what it is, and that way you don't have to deal with those people that just, you know, like, when I first got my SCX 10.2, I was so proud of this thing because it cost me 650 Australian dollars, right? A lot of money. I got my truck and I'm out wheeling, and one of the blokes who used to go wheeling with ram into me all the time. And I'm like, what are you doing? I've just got my truck and you're running into me. I'm like, do you want a punch in the face? It's just, I couldn't do that to someone. If you rocked up and you had a dirty old beater SCX10 and you didn't care about it, I still wouldn't ram it. This dude just didn't care. And it's like, that's not what you do, man. Like, respect other people's stuff. Just, oh, so annoying. Tony, I agree. Small groups are more fun. Yes. Lars, I understand fully. I'm the same when it comes to crawling. Look, and it's the same with getting the Tamiya trucks out. Christian and I will quite happily just go out and drive our trucks. You know, driving Tamiya trucks is half driving the trucks, half about getting the perfect photo. You know, it's just, I'm an old man. Now, did I miss any questions there? Sorry, Josh said something. Yeah, that's what I meant about getting the light bar kit. I mean, the light bar kit. Yes, right. Right, I'm up to. You're totally right, Zach. They've got no respect. They don't care. I can't wheel with people like that. I just can't. You know, and it's like, I like to think I've got the RC spirit, right? Young Oscar wanted to buy one of the limited edition PG4s, and he didn't have the money to buy it. I bought that shop truck, the budget build, that I'm still, my brain's going, what are you going to do with that? I did have an idea last night, though, which may incorporate these tracks. Anyway, so I bought that truck off Oscar so that he could buy the PG4. I didn't need it. I didn't want it. I told Oscar that. It's like, dude, if me buying this truck will help you buy the truck you want, I'll buy it off you. That's the RC spirit. You know, it's just what it is. Roro, what Tamiya do you have? I have a Ford Aeromax. I've got to show the Pajero. I have this little beauty. Original release. Blue Hubs gives it all away. Original release CC01 Pajero. Love this truck. Just love it. I've got the bull bar there too, which I have to put back on it. So I've got that. I've got the Aeromax truck. Hannah's got a Cascadia truck. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 MO5s. I think that's all the Tamiya stuff. How bad is it when you can't remember? Oh, and the Honda City wheelie car, which is just here. Here's one I repaired earlier. This possibly is going to be sold tomorrow. Got a dude pretty keen to come and buy this. His young bloke's actually got Honda City turbos. So this was one of the first BCRC builds. Well, one of the first builds I did in the group. So yeah, I've got some Tamiyans. Cross trucks. I've got the GC4, PG4, PG4L, Mammoth and the Demon. I've got TRX4. I've got that stupid thing, the SMT 6x6. I've got an SCX 10 8x8 sitting up here. We've got Hannah's SCX 10 sitting there. I've got the little shop truck RGT Bowler sitting down there. I've got a Sakura Formula 1 car sitting there. I've got the Express car sitting there. I've got an 18th scale. Where did I put that? An 18th scale. I've got too much shit. This is why I'm selling stuff. An 18th scale bloody D90 RC full drive sitting there. Is Hannah's truck done? Yeah. Look, next live feed, dude. Promise you, I'll show you. Oh, and I've got the micro Pajero somewhere. There it is. And don't say anything, Tony, because I haven't done anything else on it. It's been too long. But I've got the micro Pajero there as well. I've got shit here everywhere, man. Oh, and I've got an MST, and I've got my Red Cat bloody truck there. This is why I'm selling some RCs. I've got two RC diggers. This is why stuff's been sold. So I can make room for more stuff that I don't need. Okay? And it's one of those things, it's like, I don't care how much I've got. I've got an RC motorbike here somewhere too. I like having it. Like, I don't have to drive it all. I mean, I bought this ages ago. Never driven it. we all laughed at me building this. I haven't even put the electrics in it yet. They're still sitting just up here. So you can start that little truck. And it's just, I don't know, I forget about it. You need an RC tour of your stuff. I need shells. I do. We've all laughed about this in the past. I missed out the other day. A dude had 3 sets of big shells for $30. It's like, hell yeah. And just I went to message him. The ad changed to sold. I'm like, oh, really? That would have been awesome. One of them was perfect size for the back wall there, which would have been awesome. But yeah, look, at some stage I'm going to get some more shells. I'm going to put some back there so you guys can see what trucks, and if you want to look at stuff, I can just go back and grab it. It's easy. Tony's got dibs on the Juggernaut. I want to grab it down, but I sort of don't at the same time because it's full of shit. It's too heavy. Yeah, so there's stuff everywhere. And I'm, oh crap, I've still got the CCR1 I got to finish. I forgot about that. So, this is why you sell stuff, kids. Because if you don't, you forget what you've got. I've got an RC go-kart sitting under here as well. Full-scale go-kart. It's like, I don't need it. But it was cool, so I bought it. This is a part of the fun of the hobby. I mean, it's like the tracks. I didn't need them. I didn't even know I was going to put them on. But they came up cheap, so I bought them. I've got another set of 1.9s here somewhere with tyres on them that came with the tracks. I was like, I don't need them, but I'm going to buy them anyway. Last, I don't even know how many crawls I have anymore, seriously. That's why, like, I don't count anymore. Because sometimes you'll sit there and count them and you go, oh, I've got an extra speed Camel Trophy truck sitting there too. You count them and you go, oh, maybe I should stop. And then someone will advertise something for like $50. SCX10, $50, and you're like, oh, cheap, sold, and you buy it. It's a part of the fun of the hobby. Hey. Don't mind me. I've got an RC forklift too. Well done, Hamish. It's just, this is why I'm selling some shit. One, I want VR for my PlayStation because I think that'd be cool. Two, because I've got too much stuff that I'm never going to use. I mean, I've got 4 MO5s. 4 of them. This little dealie has just replaced those, basically. So, the MO5s are going. It's just, you think about it this way, right? If I see a truck that's $50, I know how much fun I can get out of it. And that fun doesn't have to be me out-wheeling the truck. That fun can be me sitting at my bench, just wrenching on it. Not with a drill, Tony. Just wrenching on it, right? And I get my money's worth out of it. I could go to the pub, I could blow $50 in half an hour and go, oh, well, there's that $50 gone. And it literally just piss it away. So I'd rather buy stuff that I can look at and be proud of than just piss my money away. I can't remember the last time I had a good drink. I didn't even get pissed at my wedding. What's that about? I think I had like 8 drinks. So, yeah. And it's like Brian's saying, you start to lean towards the oddball stuff. When I got my cross truck, 1, it was a dream truck. 2, it was oddball because there weren't that many out there. Hamish, I've been considering selling one truck just because I want to buy another one. Dude, I've done that heaps of times. I've done that more times than I can remember. But now I'm getting to a point where I really like the stuff I've got. Like, TRX4, I could sell that. Shit, I could buy 2 trucks for the money I've got in that. But I do like my TRX4, I'd sell that. Could sell my Demon. No, I couldn't. I love that. Could sell, this is... You get to a point where you get attached to stuff. I've got the old Red Cat. It's like, I could never sell that. 1, no one would buy it. 2, it means too much. So, welcome to the hobby of RC. it's just what it is. Right? You start with one, and then then you turn a computer desk into a scale garage. Then that computer desk / scale garage gets too small really quick because you start building 8x8s. So now it's like, not only do I need more shelves, I need to build a bigger scale garage. And I'm thinking what I'll do, because he's such a good little bloke, young Oscar's probably going to get my scale garage should he want it. So I'll just say, here, if you want it, come and get it free. Scale garage, done. Yeah, it's a part of the fun, isn't it? I want a boat. I want a scale boat. I don't need one, but I want one. Oh, this has been good fun. It's been really good. I'm going to call it there because I need another coffee and I'm starting to go really dry in the throat from all the talking. I very much appreciate all you dudes coming and hanging out. It's been bloody good, and it's been too long since we've done one of these, so I really appreciate you coming along. Like I said earlier, I can't thank all of you guys enough for any support you've given me over the time that all this has been going on. So thank you for that. Without you guys, this group's nothing. So pat yourselves on the back. All right, I'm going to make another coffee. Have a great day. Take care. Stay safe, and have fun with this. Have fun with this awesome hobby we've got that rapes our wallets. See you.